How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. What about you?
Yeah, very good. It's quite early
Excited
morning
about
for
your
me.
lecture.
Yes. Um, yeah, so it's good to see you. Um,
Great. She is my very close friend, and she is really good in a spirituality.
so Nikita is going to join us and talk about spirituality today. Hopefully she will join soon. I have a problem with my alarm. Okay. Here we are. So, Purushottam is in India and has some kind of school of spirituality that he is running. What exactly? How would you describe it?
Uh, I'm running a small Ved school. In this school,
Vedics,
we are
yeah.
teaching all these ancient books called just like Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharved. So we are teaching Yajurveda as per the mantras, and also teach the meanings of that mantras with the help of the Upanishads, Quran, and all these Sanskrit books we are teaching to my school.
Mm-hmm. What is the specialty of the Yajurveda?
What? Please again.
What is the specialty of the Yajurveda? How is it different to the other ones?
Yajurveda is mainly motto of the Vedas is going to be a Aham Brahmasmi, means you have to know about the God or the oneness. When we are talking about the oneness, so you have to
Uh,
know about the God within you. So
God
all the
within
four
you.
Vedas motto is to be Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Ahamatma Brahma. Uh, that's all the mottos of the Vedas. This is the first thing
Mm-hmm.
of Vedas, and the second preference is going to be depend on in Yajurveda saying about the yagyas and pujas and homes and havans. How we can perform all these yagyas very properly. What are the precautions we have to take whenever you are
So this
doing
is
any ritual?
this is like rituals that you do,
Yes, yes, yes. Just like
ceremonies and
Mahamrityunjay
things.
Yag,
Mm.
Navachandi, Ganesh Yag, all this when we are pray some our inner emotions to the God. So that is the way to do a ritual.
Okay, cool, lovely. So I wonder what our Nikita is doing. But Michael's working in New Zealand.
Oh,
He's
okay.
um, in construction, but he's also has some specialty in online marketing.
Great.
Mm.
For Michael, I have one connect. One of my friend, uh, Organ, his name, Organ Audit, his name. He is also very spiritual, and so I will connect with him. You.
Mm. And what is what kind of area is he
Uh,
interested in?
I don't know the exact what he doing, but
Mm.
he is a very spiritual man, and he is also like to know about all these ancient books and all these rituals and all these
Mm-hmm.
religions, and he also
Mm-hmm.
want to gain the information. He's basically come from Germany, but staying in New
Mm-hmm.
Zealand.
Staying in New Zealand. Oh, okay, interesting. Um, I've this week I've been working on some new projects. I've been starting to get my. I have an online band. We have like musicians from all around the world, and we are trying to make music together.
Musicians.
Yeah. So I have
Okay.
musicians from different countries. We are just connecting online, and we are making music together. And
Okay. Super.
and so we've almost finished one song, and now we have to make more. It's at the moment it's actually like,
What is the
trying
aim
to
for
create.
that music team?
Well, it's to teach about oneness. It's teach about connection and
So
unity and
with the help of
community
the
and
music.
oneness with the help of the music. Yeah. So we make
Oh,
music
super.
that gives you a feeling, but at the same time, we also talks about some ideas. So the first song we talks about the process of what it feels like as you awaken, as you open to spiritual things.
Okay.
In starting with, at the first point there is some problems, and then you start to find it. So we're working on this song, and then we have a few others that we need to kind of
Okay.
put together. So at the moment, it's
Satya
kind of
Phalate
like
Gandhari.
it's
There is
kind
a
of
one
like,
Sanskrit slok in
yeah. What is it?
Satya Phalate Gandhari. We called musicians as a Gandharva, if you know.
The
We called all
Gandharva.
musicians as a Gandharva.
So the Gandharva
So
is
Satya Phalate Gandhari.
a kind of angel or something, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, angel of music or something like this.
So where is the Nikita?
Here she is. Hello, Nikita. How are you?
Hi.
Welcome. It's good to see you. So this is
Namaskar, Saiba.
this
Hello?
is, yeah. It seems like you have some delay.
No,
You're getting
I am
very.
Alex. I am not able to hear you clearly.
Yes, I see.
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let us remove the other people and just talk to Nikita for a while, and maybe that will allow us to get better connection. Do you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can.
I think you're going to have to talk about yourself without me asking too many questions. It's going to be hard for me to
Okay.
ask questions.
Okay. So
Hmm.
how many people are there? Actually, I'm not able to see anybody else except you.
At the moment, we have 4 people, but we are
Okay.
recording, so this will be for watching on video as well.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me about your spiritual work.
So yeah, I am today going to talk about Akashic. But other than Akashic, I started my journey with Reiki,
With
and
Reiki.
I have
Okay.
been So I've been practicing Reiki from 4 years now, and I have learned level 1, level 2, master level, and then I shifted my attention to crystal Reiki. I have done my crystal Reiki as well, and then I have done my some courses in uh, you can say psychological things, which is inner child healing, NLP, and access conscious, bars and facelifts both. And then I had my spiritual journey towards Akashic. I am more inclined toward Akashic because it gives me access to the past, present, and future to know the causes, the exact causes of why we are facing all these problems. And also, it helps me in many different ways. So, basically, I'll tell you what is Akashic. So, Akashic reading is a process where we could find out why the problem is existing in our life. Is it karmic? Is it non-karmic? how do we solve that problem, how do we go about ahead, and how do we take decisions related in the near future. So, for example, um, Akashic reading is accessing the library of records of Akasha, which are believed to be there in universe, some part of universe. So when you so how do we do Akashic reading? So when we ground ourselves and go into meditation, we do a very conscious astral travel to the library of the Akasha, and uh, there then you find library, and there are books and records of different people from different parts of the universe there. But you have to be very specific about whom do you ask, what is his full name, where is he born, what is the born time, and then you may ask the Lord to access the books of Akashic records. And then there appears a book which you get access to. There is a private library room where which is aligned to a specific people, where you go sit. You can ask Akasha to show which realm you are into, who's your god goddesses, who's your spirit guide, who's your who, which angels are there in your life, who all archangels are there in your life, who's your spirit animal. So all these things can also be known through Akasha, and we can ask many multiple questions. So this is a small brief about Akasha.
So it's interesting. As I understand it, Akasha is actually a Sanskrit word, yeah?
Yeah, it's a Sanskrit word. So
So we
Akasha
use it
means
in English, but maybe is a different meaning to what it means in Sanskrit.
no. So Akasha means universe in Sanskrit, and or maybe in Marathi. It is said the sky.
The
So
sky, okay.
Akashic reading is universal reading. So reading of your
Mm.
past, not past. It's a library which has storage of all the records, like past life, current life past, current life present, and future.
So if you have any questions for Nikita, you can post them in the comments. And then we'll discuss those things. But in the meantime, I have some questions.
Yeah.
So how did you discover this Akashic reading? What
So
attracted you to this?
so I have been with my master since 3 years long now, and I was always inclined towards crystal more. And I used to research on crystals. I used to read more about it, Crystal Digest, and all those things. And then eventually, when I got and connect to my master after Reiki, I wanted to learn more courses and more things in which I could, find out myself spiritually more. So, what am I? How am I? What is this? What is this energy? Why do I get so much lucid dreams? And sometimes I used to do unconscious astral travel. So, what was that? And I have a lot of visionary dreams coming in. I think so from 7th standard, that is I think so 14th or 13th of my age. And always whatever dreams have come, they have in near future happened. So I used to feel, why does this happen to me? And I was a very different personality altogether. I love to sit in nature. I can sit in any dark place, like even 3 o'clock in the night, and I used to enjoy moonlight and all those things. So I eventually went on researching ki what is what, and from one word to other word, it got it got me linked from one word to other word. And while researching about it, I got to know many other courses. So besides Reiki and all this, I've also learned energy circles. I've learned switch words. I've learned sigils. So all different words which I come across, I just Google it off, and I'm like, what is this? Okay, now I want to learn this. So I am a continuous learning person. So it's not only about spiritual. In any course, in any field, whatever new word I figure out, I am like, okay, I need to learn this. I need to know what is this. So that is how I
Right.
got connected to Akasha. Because
Mm.
I have done NLP, I already have trained my subconscious mind to read a human behavior and other different kind of things, because I used to take people for rehab and all those things. And I have been practicing NLP 3 years now. So when I went into Akashic Records course, after completing my course, I was very unsure about am I actually reading Akashic records, or is it my subconscious talking to me? Because when we practice with the people who are our family, and I know everything about them. So to give answers is easy because your subconscious mind knows everything about them. So I was very much unsure about, is it my gift which I have received? Am I really connecting to universe, or this is my subconscious talking to me? Then I started, taking clients and friends whom, or maybe unknown people I really don't know about. And then I started connecting to Akasha, connecting to universe, read about them, and eventually the answers were correct. And that is how I got sure about this thing. Okay, that I can connect to Akashic readings, and whatever readings I do are uh, are almost 99% correct.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want to do with this talents that you've learnt, all of this knowledge that you have? How do you want to share it?
So so I've already started sharing with it. I didn't like I haven't learned all this for any income purpose. So for an introduction, I am a fashion designer. I have a brand
Oh.
and I have a factory. So this is my income source, and and all the spiritual things is not my income source. And I am learning this, and I am also making people aware of this because I want them to know all these things exist. There is
Mm-hmm.
religious, and then there is spiritual. I am not religious, but I am spiritual. So I believe in
Mm-hmm.
energy. I cannot sit for 2 hours and worship my God. I do worship my God, but not for so long. But I can sit and meditate for any hours I want. And that is how I connect to my inner self. Two things I want to do with all the spiritual knowledge I have is, one, awaken the people. Like I believe every humans have a small or maybe big, any kind of a gift inside them. Like I always keep learning from people, whoever I'm talking to. I see what is a special kind of thing what they have inside them. So some people are very true to themselves. Some people have very kind heart. Some people are like they have that convincing power into themselves. Some people are very strong by their brain. So all these are naturally gifted things which people don't focus on. And I want them to know कि if you focus on this part of your life, then this is how you will grow. And this spiritual life across 4 5 years now has helped me grow tremendously. Like I was a person who was having anger issues, stress issues, anxiety issues, and now it's like anybody coming and saying anything doesn't matter to me. I don't self doubt myself. I know what I am doing. And it is also very easy for me to take decisions because my
Mm.
sixth sense is developed now, my third eye is awakened, I am grounded, so I don't take decision in haste. My aura is different now, people like connecting to me. So all these things, they have helped me, they have added a value in my life. So I want to add this value in other people's life as well.
Mm-hmm. Um, I wonder whether there's
Your
particular
voice is
kinds
again
of.
slacking.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wonder if
I
there
think so,
are
there are some questions.
particular people that you like to work with. Who do you think could really benefit from your work? Hmm. So we've lost our friends probably due to internet connection problems.
Mm.
Yeah. What kind of thoughts or questions would you have at this point?
I put one in the. I noticed it's in the private chat. I don't know who the chat is with. Is it
That's
yourself
interesting. You
or-
put one there. I didn't get it.
Okay. I also had just a comment that she was frozen. I'll put
Yes,
it in
she was
the.
afraid.
and there was a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I tried to make a comment, but I don't seem to be able
to. That's weird. Very strange. Okay, so tell me it.
I was curious about when she accesses the library of the knowledge of whoever it is, what does she see in her mind's eye? I'm always fascinated because, for myself, I don't see anything. And so I'm wondering if this particular meditation has any value for me.
Did you understand that question, Nikita?
Yeah.
Michael doesn't see. He cannot visualize. He's in his meditations. He cannot see anything. So he's wondering if this Akashic process is something that you see. Is it a visual kind of process, or is it something else? And what is the experience like?
So Akashic, when you travel to that space, of course you see, but it is through your third eye and not your actual eyes. So you get visions, you get frequencies, you get answers there. If your third eye is awakened. So when we say people who cannot see, doesn't mean they cannot see from the inner eyes. So when you will travel, when you have to actually sit and travel into that space to know what kind of energy you have. So there are three type of energies through which you get answers. Some can hear, some can visualize, and some people they visualize and hear both. And some
Visualize and
people just
hear. Okay.
yeah, and some people they do not hear, do not visualize, they get frequencies and they tend to scribble on the paper and they write. So you're sitting with your closed eyes and you scribble and you write the answers, what is going on in your head.
I've heard in other traditions that there are 4 different types of intuitive knowledge that we have, intuitive abilities. And so the first one is seeing things, and the second one is hearing things. The third one is feeling things. So feeling things is actually my one. I am very strong with feelings. The thoughts and these other 2 I can kind of do a little bit, but it always comes through the modality of feeling first. And the fourth one is direct knowledge. And direct knowledge means I don't see anything, I don't hear anything, I don't feel anything, I just know. It just
you are gifted. So the last one is
nowhere.
Gifted.
And so we all have one of these. We all have one of these intuitive abilities. And
I'm more into I can see it.
You can see it, yeah. And so people who have this ability to know often feel like they're missing out because they're not seeing things. But to someone who sees things and feels things, someone who just knows things is like, this is magic, this is amazing, because you don't have to go through the process of seeing it and understanding it and trying to interpret it, and it's just like the knowledge is just there. So if we can, you can find the intuition that you already have and just work with it and strengthen it and grow it and grow it and grow it, then you will develop some kind of intuition. This I know. I have a friend, my partner Klalit's mother, who doesn't seem like a very deeply spiritual person, but maybe on some level she is. She has the ability to cook for people and the ability to know exactly what food they want. And so you can say to her, I don't know what I want to eat, and she'll tell you exactly what you want to eat, and you'll go, yeah, okay, that's great. So this is a kind of intuition that I'm sure she would say that she does not feel anything, she does not see anything, she does not hear anything, but she knows the answer. So how did your Michael, do you have some kind of sense of your own intuition? Do you ever get an intuitive feeling?
I think there is an aspect of feeling. Certainly, I've noticed it in my sons. They could feel, they could sense if they wanted to be around a person or not. And to some degree, I also sense that. And sometimes I know things without being able to explain the rationale. I can't put it into words why I know something, but not very often.
And Purushottam, what is your intuitive ability? Do you know? Sorry, I just unmuted you again after you. Yeah, now. What is your intuitive ability?
I think my intuition power is not good, but I am reading the astrological chart very fluently. The chart is saying all these things. The chart is a base of your past and your present and your future. So I have a power to read the chart and what will happening in your future. So we can identify all these things.
So this is a way of using the mind, using the intellect.
Yeah, using the brain. Yes.
To get these kind of information. This might suit you well, Michael. I'm planning to get Purushottam to talk to us a little bit about the astrology system next week, what we can learn from it. So Nikita, how did you come to your intuitive abilities? How did you find them?
About my psychic abilities.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I used to get lucid dreams and a very unconscious astral travel. I have been, stuck into a water pot in my childhood. So one day I was very thirsty and I asked for water to my grandmom, and I said, I'm very thirsty. I want to drink and sleep. I have to drink water. So somehow she forgot and even I forgot, and because we were talking and connecting, and we went to sleep. And when I went to sleep, maybe my soul was searching for water, and somehow it landed into a pot. And I was like, where am I? And there was so darkness inside and too much water, and I was floating. And then I realized this is a water pot, and because I was thirsty, I am here. And suddenly, I was very much fearful about this thought, and I got up, and I was like, Daddy, I need water. And she was like, okay, what happened? So I said, uh, I was somewhere, I don't know, into a water pot, and I was drinking water, and I could feel I am, drowning inside that water. And because my daddy is a very spiritual lady and a religious lady both, because she practices all the religions, and she's having a very good third eye and a very good connect with God, you could say. She was explaining me, when we sleep, our souls travel, and they go and they travel the world, the different universe and this universe. And that is why every time you sleep, you should complete your thoughts and sleep. Otherwise, you go into that world and you complete your thoughts and then you come back. And that is how I got to know. And one more time, I landed into some other place and then some other place. And then I got to know, okay, this is a astral travel, but this is unconscious one, which is not planned. And my soul directly goes into it. So that is how I got to know, okay, I do something very weird kind of things in my dreams and sleep. And then one day, I started getting dreams when I was in seventh standard, and those dreams were about some lady pregnant in my house, and then I got a pregnancy news. Then somebody is going to die, and then I got a sad news about somebody died. And then I saw my daddy, she was lying dead. Then I spoke to her, and she was like, when you see somebody dead, it is actually you are enhancing their life and all those things. So, which is kind of a Indian mythology beliefs, or you could say religious beliefs, what they follow. So she was telling me all these things about it, and that is when I got to know ki, okay, I have some power inside me, and I have to do something about it. And I started practicing yoga and meditation, and that is how I developed my gut feelings. And from there, I think so. From then, I discovered this intuitive power of mind. So whenever I used to take decision, I used to only listen to myself and my inner feelings, and that is how I got through and became confident about my gut feelings and my third eye. And it helped me. It helped me in various ways in taking decisions, and almost 99% of times my decisions are correct. So even if I'm making a mistake, I consciously know that I'm going to make a mistake, and I want to do that mistake and see what is this mistake about. So I never do a mistake also unconsciously.
Would you see yourself as an extrovert or an introvert?
Um, Both.
Both.
If yeah, so when I am around people, I don't generally gel with everyone, but yeah, I do gel with few people. I have a quality in me which is public speaking skills and connecting to people. I connect with the vibes of the people. If I'm standing in a crowd with 10 people surrounding me, maybe I can feel vibes of everybody. And from person I don't get a good vibe about, I don't even speak a word to him. And people I get a very good vibe, I can go along and talk with them on any topic we want to discuss upon. And extrovert because I don't easily gel with anybody who is approaching me for a friendship or to talk to me, or you're coming to me for anything. I will not directly open up. It takes time for me to open up. Also, I tend to be not surrounded by many people. I have very limited friends. Like across, now I'm 28. Across this 20 years of my age, I only have two friends who are very close to me from 21 years now. I don't gel. I don't have close friends. I need my own time. I tend to be in my bedroom or garden or terrace sitting alone. I I enjoy my own company. I can go shopping alone, movie alone. I can travel alone. I can go anywhere alone. So I am extrovert in that sense, and introvert in that sense, and extrovert in a sense because I am a businesswoman. I tend to go to networking events and seminars, so I tend to talk to people.
You seem very confident in the speaking aspect. Very similar to me, actually. I'm also a speaker.
Okay.
So your business is to do with design, fashion design.
I have a manufacturing unit. I export garments to different parts of the world.
That's cool. I have a kind of a side interest in design.
Okay.
So I have I kind of, I say that most of my spiritual ability is in feelings, not in visions. But I do have one kind of visions, and that is what clothes look like. I have just images in my head of what would look good on people, and
Okay.
so I like the design side of things.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So let me show you a little bit of some personality mapping that I've been doing this week. That's something that I've been working on for a long time, but yes, I've managed to do some very good work on it this week, and develop it a bit. So where we are, yeah.
Alex,
Yeah,
all the videos are frozen, and I cannot see what. Are you sharing a screen or something?
I'm about to share the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't worry too much. Okay, just share screen. And let's see how well it works. Here we are.
I'm still not able to see any screens.
See anything now?
No. Should
No.
I? Can I log out and connect again?
Well, you can. I would
One
hope that it
second.
works.
Just
Are other
let
people
me
getting
come
it?
back.
Michael, are you getting? Yeah. Okay, cool.
I can see.
Yeah, okay, good. So this is, you've come across the I Ching. The I Ching is the Chinese system of, it's a kind of a Chinese system like astrology, but it's very different.
Just like a metaphysics.
Yeah, it's Chinese metaphysics, but they also use it for predicting future and guidance of what you should do with your life, how to solve problems. The I Ching actually means the way of change, because life is always changing. And how do you deal with each change, each system, each different experience of life, each different feeling that you have at different times. So sometimes, for example, you have a very powerful, effective, it's very easy to do things, and sometimes life gets really stuck. And in both of those times, it's very specific what things you should be doing. If you feel very powerful and capable and things are very easy, then you have to start preparing for the times when the ease will finish, because it's not going to last forever. You have to do this wonderful thing with some thought to the future. And if things are getting stuck, maybe the time is for stepping aside and thinking about things and not taking action because the action is not working at the moment, for example. So it gives this kind of advice. And these different lines here are is the way it's described. The lines are to do with yin and yang, male and female. So the male lines are the solid lines, and the broken lines are the female lines. You can imagine it's like a stick and a hole. So this different system here is about the personality types. So we have different personality types related to this system. And on the right, you have things that are more extroverted, and on the left, more introverted. So on the right, you have the flame and the lightning and the wind, which is all about the expression to do with people, the relationship between people, and the kind of uncertainty, the wildness. We are able to explore life without a clear knowledge about what's going to happen. So someone who's very strong on the right side, which is like the fire side. The fire side is very strong in, I don't know what's going to happen, and this is a really good thing. They like the variety and the expression, the unpredictability. Whereas on the left side is very, very predictable, refined, careful. We want to get up in the morning and say, I know what I want to do with this day, and I know how to organize things. Everything is planned out, and this is a really good thing. So this is the water side. And at the top, we have the sky, and the bottom, we have the earth. The sky is very creative. You're able to see
Alex,
the big
please
picture.
add Nikita.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Please add Nikita.
Okay. Anyway, she can hear without being added. It's fine. Yes, so up the top is creative, and down the bottom is very practical. One step at a time, you do the things that you need to do. Now, it's very interesting to look at where you are in this, because it actually affects the way that you approach your spiritual journey, as well as your business journey, as well as all of your life. It's the approach to life is very, very different. And the difference is not what you can do, but what you have fun doing, what you enjoy doing. So Michael and Purushottam, I have a guess that you are both very introverted people. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think you're also very creative. Would you see that? So the creative introverted people, this is what I've called the mountain here. And the mountain is related to engineering and building and constructing things. It's also related to problem solving, puzzles. And so, for example, your comment about using astrology in order to deal with life. Astrology is a very mountain engineering kind of way of solving problems and a way of learning about spirituality. On the right here, at the top, we have the cloud, the lightning. The lightning is very, very strong in transforming, visionary, speaking, having kind of something to share. And it's also in the spiritual world has this very strong element of magic and psychic powers and being interested in and what I can explore in a kind of my own way, so that I'm seeing things in a different way to everybody else, but I'm seeing something special. And so you can see that Nikita is talking about this lightning, which I might also call a monkey. So what you'll find is that if you learn from people who have a similar attitude to life, the similar kind of personality type, then you will learn a lot easier. You'll learn a lot more, and you'll gain things that you can really use in your life. Whereas if you try to learn from something that it's someone who is very, very different to you, then it becomes much more difficult. This is a different map, sorry. But what I did want to look at is that this is also to do with the way that we, the practical work that we do in the world. So the business work. So mountain people work on systematization, which means engineering your business and your projects and creating them in a way that is very structured and effective. Whereas the lightning works on presentation, how I can present it, what I can tell people about it, producing their visions into reality. So there is a lot that can be said about this, and a lot that we can explore. And I think it's something that we should continue to work with. One of the things that I really want to do with it is if we can expand our group and we can start to meet people who are of a similar personality type to you, and then you can actually have little groups where we have people of very similar types, and they're very, very, very able to help each other. And also, if you have ways that people can, different kinds of people to each other, then they're also able to help each other in other ways, because it's like you can help someone very similar to you with advice very well. But if you want to actually do practical partnerships working together, then you need people who are very different to each other so that they can do the different kind of skills. So it would be lovely if we can look at some life challenges, the kind of the next step you would want to achieve in your life, and if there is any way that we can help each other to do this. We have still 15 minutes, so we can do a little bit of work on that. Do any of you have some ideas come up about challenges that you would like to deal with? Or like the next step you would like to achieve in your life? It doesn't have to be a problem in life. It can be like, okay, here's what we want to do next.
Okay, so Alex, what challenges are you exactly talking about? So challenges can be anything, but on which we want to work upon?
Yeah, I think so. It can be anything. You can have an inner challenge. You can have like a personal relationship challenge with the world or the people. You can have a business challenge. Here is what I want to do with my business. Or you can have a global challenge. Here is what I want to solve for the world, and maybe we can do something together. Different people have different area that they want to focus on at the moment, but it doesn't really matter which one. Do you have a sense of where you are, what your next step is, what you would like to achieve?
Yeah, in terms of business and spirituality, both.
Yes.
Um, so in terms of business, I would like to. So I am already on an expansion stage. So I would like to know more. How can I expand smoothly? And spiritual stage, I'm trying to learn twin flames. So yeah,
Twin
I want
flame.
to. Yeah.
Okay, that's an
So
interesting concept.
so I want to now focus on all different kind of knowledge which will help me to learn more about twin flames.
And what kind of business expansion are you looking at this point?
So yeah, so when I supply to different parts of the world, this year when it's a lockdown and everything is slow and silent, still we were working on our automation part, and we have been getting different business proposals from different parts of the world. And somewhere, it's not about the confidence I lack; it's about uh, the fund flow which lacks in my life to find a proper person whom I can trust upon and go forward. And I also have a trust issue with people. So, for example, I've been building my brand 5 years long, and I have a mindset that eventually I will grow this brand, this baby, into a nice young this thing, and somebody will of course eventually buy this brand, and I'm totally okay with it. I of course have my connections with it, but I'm not that attached. I will not sell this brand. So my bigger vision in my business is I want to create multiple brands, bring them to a level, and then sell it off. And whatever money I take from that, I want to invest into startups. And then again, I grow that startup again, and then I sell it off again. So I want to
Okay.
have small shares into all different kinds of business. And this is how I want to go ahead. But the trust issues comes where people. Uh, so, for example, I have a person I'm talking to. He's offered me 2 3 franchises in Australia and UAE, and he's a very big person, a very big personality, top 10 in the world, and so on. And the trust issues come when I'm working with him. He's supporting me out of there is no monetary benefit that he's earning from me, but yeah, he is earning a pretty decent goodwill and a pretty decent percentage from my business. And the support, the kind of support he's giving me is 200 times the support I'm expecting. So I am not very clear about his intentions and ideas that why is he doing it. And eventually, while talking to him from like year, I have been speaking to him a year long. I have figured out that uh, he will eventually buy my company. He'll grow my company. He'll buy my company. So,
Okay.
that's very clear thought that he's indirectly spoken about it many times. And somewhere when the things come about trust, I am not very able to trust him in this part because I am 1% and he is 100, and he's already owning so many companies. For him to get a trademark in UAE and Australia and any part of the world is just like this. And for me, it's very difficult. So when I'm presenting my concept to him or my ideas or my designs, I get this unsurety or instability kind of a thing that I don't. So for me, designs cannot be copied. So the cycle runs from 6 months to 6 months everywhere. The designs are same. The touch and the mindset of the designer gives it a unique look. And how good you are into trend analysis, that is what makes you unique. My uniqueness is my quality and my timeline. So and my knowledge for continuous learning, and I'm upgrading myself. So
Mm.
these are my plus points, which gives me a confidence that yes, he will work with me long time. And there are flaws that I lack funding. I am not that financially stable, and I currently don't have those kind of strong investors in my company, which gives me an instability towards it. That what if I present everything
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he takes that idea and I don't have a franchisee, and suddenly he's already listed my brand in UAE, and I'm stuck with him. Then I cannot have a UAE market ever in my life. And if I have to, I will have to go with other brand. So this instability is always there in my
Mm.
mind.
Michael, did you have a question, or did you?
So,
Sorry.
no, I had an observation. It's
Mm.
Nikita, you strike me as a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You want to start a baby and carry it until it's mature, and then set it free, start another one, and run with it. Uh, is that sound true, or do you think of yourself as a entrepreneur?
Yes.
Mm.
More than entrepreneur, I see myself as, so I want to grow into a person who wants to help people. So basically, my forte will be help in any field, whether it is spiritual or whether it is business. I've seen startups struggling a lot. I've seen myself struggling a lot. I've seen many beautiful ideas going into vain because of no funding. So my entire idea to earn money is to support ideas,
Yeah,
support
lovely.
people who have potentials, who want to grow, and I want to help them grow because when you have everything in place, you have team, you have system, you have idea, you have confidence, but you don't have fun, you stay there. And there are only 1% of people in the world who will believe in you and will want to take you ahead. I
Mm.
have a very beautiful team of people in my life who support me in all the times, whether it is bad, whether it is good. And that is how, in 4 years, I've built up a nice brand, and they trust me. Like every time
Yeah.
I go and present an investor, some investors turn out to be very negative towards my approach. Some are very positive towards my approach, but none of them wants to fund because none of
Mm.
them wants to take that risk. And that is what annoys me is like, if you trust them with whole your heart. If you don't trust them, don't waste your time and their time both, because people come to you with expectations. People
Mm.
come to you with a dream that after presenting to you, maybe that dream will come into reality. So I want to give chance to everyone. I want to,
Yes.
give a chance of 6 months to every startup when I have that potential of funding and investing into them. I want to give, that leeway of 6 months or maybe 6 years to all the startups who want to prove themselves, and then
Mm.
make a decision.
Mhm. Mhm. It's it's interesting to look at the things that you're very strong at, and also the things that you're weak at, because those things that you're weak at, this is where you need somebody else.
Yeah.
Um, so you decide your design, you've said, is very strong, but your financial understanding not so much. Is that right?
Financial understanding is very strong.
Mm.
Financial flow is weak. So, for
Financial
example,
flow.
yeah, so when I started with everything, I am from a very middle class kind of a family. I started it on
Mm.
my own. I took loans, I took investors, I gave my shares, and I built up my brand. I took many people. I went and explained people, and gained that trust, and uh, I proved myself right, and then they invested in me.
Mm.
But this process was painful.
Mm.
My ideas, when I compare myself, when I set into industry, I have been working with many big brands in India, and technically I'm very sound. I get offers from across the world to work for them in a particular stipend, which is very good, which is like I can take that stipend and earn and sit well and go shopping and go world tours like every 2 years. But then I don't want to do that. I don't want to work for any company. I want to work
Yeah.
for myself. I want to work for my brand. So that is why I don't opt for that position. So technically, flow wise, presentation wise, when you want to, when I go to present to investors, when we talk about ROIs and everything is sound. Like I study
Mhm.
very deeply before presenting to people. I have a psychology behind every presentation when I explain them that why will this work and why will this not work and what if this not work, how do I pay you back. I
Yeah, yeah.
have all my presentations ready. The only thing is the process is very painful because out of 10 people only one person is interested. So
Yes, that's right.
I should have been into maybe 10 CR or 20 CR company by now, and I'm still into 1 CR company by now because I did not find the correct person. So
Mhm.
finding a correct person, finding a correct master, finding a correct guide, a person who will trust your ideas and support you in all the ways required is important. So that is my problem.
So there is a couple of things that you can, useful ideas you can have here. The first thing is that I've found that it's really important to choose your partners, the people you work with, to really feel like you fit with them. So
Yeah,
this issue that you're talking about, trust, I don't think it's just about learning to trust people. I think it's also about learning to judge people, learning to say, is this somebody that I could work with, or is this somebody that I cannot work with? So recently, I had an issue with somebody that is really amazing person. I work with them really well, but I was trying to connect them up with another team that I'm working with, and they just didn't fit. They were just the wrong people, and we ended up having this conflict for some months and not really
okay,
making any progress. And it would have been much better to do something over here and keep this person separate over here because they just don't fit together. So
nice.
when you're putting teams together, I think it's really important to think about how do these people fit, and they have to be friends first. If we're
Yeah,
not friends, then it's not going to work. If you're doing this kind of team where it starts with an idea and a vision and let's do something exciting together. It doesn't start with money. It starts with feelings.
correct
Then
people. Yeah,
the feelings have to be really, really strong. And so the correct people is really important. And then the second thing is that there's first three jobs that you need in your leadership team. And this has been defined by something called enterprise facilitation. They have three different roles you need. First, you need the product,
yeah,
then you need the marketing,
right,
and then you need somebody to look after the money.
yeah,
And these need to be three different people because
correct.
nobody can do all of these things at the same time. You can actually, all of us can do all of these things, but in different areas of life. So we are good at selling one thing and we're good at making another thing, and we're good at looking after the financial plan for something completely different. So it's you need to decide what you're doing. So you are product,
Uh,
and so the first thing that you are missing is marketing, but not in the sense of marketing like selling, but the sense of networking. You need somebody who knows all of the different organizations and people that you want to speak to and can introduce you to the right one. So
correct.
I've recently started working with someone like this. It's amazing. I say to them, I want to meet somebody like this, and they'll tell me three different people that they know and they can introduce me. It's like
Okay,
you have somebody like that, then you've already got the introduction. You go into that business and you make your proposal. You have a lot more. They listen to you a lot better because it's somebody that they personally were introduced to. Things work so much easier. By the way, if you're a good speaker, interviews is a really great way of meeting people too. Like what I do here, interviewing people. If you
yeah,
interview somebody, then they are very happy to meet you and you're able to make a friendship before you make your offer. This is an interesting little trick you can do. So the second thing that you need is somebody to look after the money. And so for somebody like you, I would recommend somebody who is very, very precise, the kind of person who can make things elegant and beautiful and very well structured and kind of do things properly. Because if you are wanting to do a clothing business, you know, the quality is very important, the production is very important. You want it to be done in that really good way. But whatever you're doing, you want that somebody who can make everything run very detailed and precise and beautiful. Because this allows you to be able to be free to express yourself and to create your designs and ideas. Somebody else is worrying about those details. So I think that you need a leadership team. I think you need two people that you really trust who can help you with those things.
So I want to ask something more questions. So the thing is, I already have a set of people who are into teams. I have a marketing team who gets me connected to different kinds of network. I am myself into 4, 5 different kind of networking circle who can introduce me to people. My question is, when I am into marketing and when I talk about garments, um, there are people who can introduce me to people who can give me orders, who can give me franchisees, who can give me openings. Then I have a set of people who can look after my finance. They So, for example, why did I learn Akashic was I have a set of people who manages my finance. I have investors. I have people coming in and purchasing my shares, and they trust me. When they start with, they be with me like for 2 years, 3 years, and eventually somehow they get a negative mindset, or maybe they are just too much impatient to wait for the fruit to ripen and then eat it. So this has happened with me multiple times. It has happened with me 5 times now, and it is I don't know whether it's my judgment of people or it's their impatient nature, which is because garment industry. When we talk in India, people are like garment people mint money, and it's not like that. Like of course you mint money, but after a certain period of time. So I try to explain people that when you come with me, associate yourself with me, you will have to have patience of say 4 years at least. So your money to ripen into a nice, beautiful fruit to eat it. And you will be delighted when you eat it, but then you have to keep patient. So some people lack patience, some people lack trust, and I have been backstabbed with many people who are my friends, many people who are trusted upon, like a blind trust, you could say, that okay, these are my well wishers, this is my godmother, this is my godfather, and they have been there with me, supported my ideas, and then they turned their back on me, and this was very shocking for me. And the one thing which I have faced from my childhood till now is like every relation I give my 100% to backstabs me. So I am a very fearful person in terms of relationship. I would rather make friends than making relations. So or maybe I would rather make business associates rather making relations. This is my experience throughout my life. So why I learned Akashic was I wanted to know what are the pain areas or what is the karmic cycle do I carry, or what is the kind of bad karmas I have done over last lives, that I am facing this in my life, because I am a truly believer of a karma, and I believe you carry certain karmic debts with you all your life, and that is why you have to repay it. If you borrow 10 rupees from somebody, you cannot die without paying that 10 rupees, and if you die, whenever you reborn, it is the multiples of the you know timeline you are reborn. So for example, I had my past life say 100 years back, so 10 rupees into 100 years interest, and then you repay it back. That is what I believe in karma. So when I learned Akashic, one thing which changed in my business was the way I used to think. I had 2 past lives. uh, uh, I carry certain karmic debts from my two past life. In one life, I was a gold merchant and very well to do. I used to lend money to people. I have taken interest from them, and people who had they were really in need of that money. And at that time, when I was having power to fund them, I did not. And instead, I took their gold and gave them money. And the bad vibes or the bad karmas or maybe whatever, some lost their gold, some recovered it, but after paying a huge amount, and all those things, these vibrations and these curses and everything are carried. That is why I tend to keep my gold with the gold merchant a lot. Like from the day I started my business, I am like I will make my money. I don't need an investor. So whatever gold I had, I kept it with the gold merchant until last year I was paying the interest. So that is why I was paying my karmic debt. Then my second life, um, I had a mom who loved me very, very, very much, and I
So
was
you were asking, you were talking about the problem
Akashic.
in the
I'm
business, and so
I'm
you
talking
learned.
about my business, yeah. So I'm talking about the problems in my business related to Akashic is how I got to know why I'm suffering, what I'm suffering. So
Yeah.
last past life, I had a mom who loved me a lot. I had sisters, I had siblings, and my mom was very partial towards me and gave me too much attention. And my all my brothers and sisters, they had a bad vibe and bad feeling about me that I cannot see her so much happy, and because of her, mom doesn't give attention to us. So that jealousy, that envy, it was so much processed and intense into them that they cursed me. In your next life, you will be happy, you will be rich, you will have mom, but then you will have us also, and we will come and
Okay.
screw your we will come and screw your job off. And
Okay.
I
So
have realized.
let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. We're past 1 hour. If
Okay.
um, I have some thoughts to share with you, and I'm happy to stay on. But
Okay.
if anyone wants to finish, then we should allow them to go. Um, and if anyone has any other questions or comments before we finish up, Purushottam, how are you?
Uh, I have only one testimonial to Nikita. Not one. There are a lot of testimonials. I know her from last 4 years, and she is very good in his field, in her field, whatever she is doing, just like Akashic reading. And also, I have two consultation on that. My personal consultation is done by Nikita. So she is very good and she is perfect.
Thank you,
Very
Purushottam.
lovely. Um, yeah, so if you would like to stay on, I'm going to try to deal with this issue with Nikita. There is something we can learn about working with our personality type, with who we are. So what Nikita is doing is that she is like this, and she is working here. She's aiming here, and if she could aim where she is, her own innate personality, then it would be so much easier.
Right.
I want to show Nikita this a little bit. So this is also very interesting. I mean, this concept is very useful for everybody, but I will apply it particularly to Nikita's problems here. So feel free to stay on, or if you're busy, you can go. Okay, so let's look at this map again. I want to share my screen again. And I want to explain a little bit about also how this has been happening in my life. It's very similar issues I've had. Okay. So if you look at these different personality types, each one is the way you find your flow, where you are very happy and energetic and inspired in what you do. How would you define your flow, Nikita?
So you want me to select what all I'm good into?
Just start with, do you understand this concept of flow? Where do you experience flow in your life, or do you understand what that means?
I do understand flow.
Yeah. How would you describe the experience of flow?
So you want me to tell you how do I decide my flow of business?
I want to talk about inner experience. So flow is when you are working, but you are
Mhm.
so involved in your work that your work becomes like a meditation. It becomes just a natural, easy flowing
Yeah.
connection. There is no stress. There is no worry. There is only inspiration and joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so where do you feel this? Can you give me an example of what kind of work you're doing when you feel this feeling?
So you want to understand my working style?
Yeah, that flow. Where you in your working style? Where do you feel that flow?
Okay. So whenever I am working on any project or anything I want to start with,
Hmm.
first I research about that thing. What is it? How is it? When was it developed? Who is doing it better right now? And how many people are doing it? So the total R&D.
Okay, so
Then
the first thing you do is research. Do you enjoy
research.
research?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, you like research? Okay. Okay, and then what's the next thing you do?
So after research, I do planning, how to
Mm-hmm.
execute. So
Mm-hmm.
planning to execute is my next step. Then after planning to execute, my third step is backward calculation.
Mm-hmm.
So when will be I, when what timeline will I be able to complete this? So backward calculation. So backward calculation helps me to understand where should I start with? What is the first step I should take to reach there? So backward calculation, and then I said to it, what are the different kind of sources, energies, steam, or raw materials I need to complete this process. So analyzing. Then after analyzing, sourcing, I source everything out. I reach out to different kind of sources I want in this process for that thing to happen. Once the sourcing is done, I get into costing part, which is a very practical part because without that, nobody is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So once the costing is done, uh, then I step into the final thing of creating that the final product. Like when I planned a beautiful red color, but
Yeah.
when I did a backward calculation, I realized that to make that beautiful red color, this is all things I need. Then when I went into analyzing, I realized ki, whatever things are needed, I have all those on plate. Then I went into costing and I realized, okay, I have all the things, but I cannot afford all the things. So, okay, my red color will not look like this, but it will look like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the
Okay.
final image of that product, and then I make that product.
So basically, this is a creative process. You are starting with an idea, and then you are figuring out all of the different things that are needed to make that idea into reality.
Yeah.
And so on our map here, this is the cloud, this is the sky, the invention.
Okay.
But how do you feel when you are public speaking?
I'm good at public speaking.
Is public speaking more fun than creating or less fun?
Fun.
It's more fun, yeah. So it seems to me that you are following the invention, the cloud, the sky approach, which is this approach of creative, coming up with an idea and bringing it out into the world. But a large part of you is actually stronger in this thing on the right. And this thing on the right is brand. It is coming across with the inspired visions and sharing that vision and getting people excited and inspired and passionate about what it is that you believe in or what it is that you are doing. So there are two different ways of operating that you could do, and your choice of which one will create a very different result. One of the things that happens when we're doing business is that often we move away from the thing that is the easiest and most fun for us to the thing that we feel that we need to do. But sometimes it's actually wrong. So, for example, me, I move the other direction. I tend to be, I am actually a lightning presentation kind of person. My best work is done like this. I'm speaking, I'm presenting, I'm teaching, I'm educating people, I'm getting people excited. But when I start to think about my business, I tend to go into this step on the right, facilitation. And I'm a really good facilitator. I'm really good at getting a team to work together and to build something really amazing together and make sure the team is very happy. But the interesting thing is that I can do amazing work in facilitation, but I never make any money.
Right.
But when I start to do presentation, which is my natural thing, I don't have any idea about the business. I don't understand how the business works. How am I going to make money from talking and playing music and presenting ideas? I educating people. I don't know. But somehow it works. Money comes in that area. So sometimes if you are stepping outside of your flow, you're stepping into something that is less exciting for you, but seems more practical, it can actually hold you back. I think that you need to be doing more, something that is more to do with your vision and your design and your passion and the excitement and communicating that excitement to people.
Okay.
You know, if you look at a great designer, you know, someone who's very famous, how do we know them? What are they famous for? Their designs, and they're famous for being cool. They're like, it's so cool to wear that stuff because it's cool.
So their thought process is cool.
Yeah, and it's named after them. You know, the brand is named after their name because they are the cool thing that you want to be like them. This amazing. It's not. Their work is not centered around trying to figure out all of the processes to produce this. Their work is about presenting an amazing vision of what you would like to be like. And so, number one, I think this will be more fun for you. If you can speak about your visions, you can show your designs, you can wear them, you can make videos, you can do things that is like showing the excitement and the vision and the brand. I think it would be more fun for you. But number two, I think it would also stop you from having people who come in and then get tired of it and leave. Because if you're talking about the money and you're talking about when is the return on investment going to come in, then people are going to be like, come on, I want a return on investment. You say, I don't know if you're going to make any money, but this is the coolest thing that you want to be in on, and we're going to do this amazing thing, then people will be like, yeah, I mean, I don't care if we lose money or if we make money. I want to support you because this is cool. And then you have these people who are completely committed to your project. So I think you need to be cooler.
Yeah, less practical, more cool.
Yeah. I think that if you come up with a design and it's an amazing design and you say, come on guys, look at this amazing design, let's get this out in the world, then somebody else will be able to figure out all of the systems and all of the methods for getting it out in the world. But no one will be able to do the designs that you do. Your designs are
So I have to
unique.
build myself into a brand now, wear my stuff,
Yeah, I
carry
think so.
myself. This thing is, of course, it's lacking in me because I have always been into automation and technical part of my business. I have,
Mm,
I like maybe 1% I bother about what I'm wearing. I can walk to my factory in my pajamas also when I work, and I am not even bothered about who's looking at me because I am like my work will show what am I. But yeah, over the period I have realized now there are this new investor who is talking to me from UAE, and my CA and all those people are they're pushing me like go into market, go make some YouTube videos, show people market, show how do you do research, show them how do you do embroidery, wear your stuff, walk, don't take models, model yourself and show people that how that design looks on you. So people
mm,
who are of your body type and your age and your mindset will come and eventually buy. So yeah, people
mm.
are pushing me for this, and
And
I
do you
am
like
not
the
very
idea?
camera friendly. I am
Are
not very
you
camera friendly.
are you excited by this? Would it be exciting for you to do this?
I am very excited and nervous at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It's exactly the same for me when I started to get into performance. It was like, this is a really exciting thing to do, but all of the pressure is on me. It's like, if the camera is on me, the pressure is on me, my whole business is around me. It's like, how scary is this? But if you have some charisma, which you do, you have this charismatic thing, then it works, actually. They fall in love with you. Even you don't have to be perfect. You just have to kind of communicate who you
Hopefully,
are to these
hopefully I
people.
start doing it.
Yeah. So I would say that you should explore this. And the feeling, the attitude of it is, you send your energy, your in a line towards where
Towards people.
to your vision, not to the people, to the vision. So
Okay.
you go, what I want is this business with these amazing designs. My energy is here. I'm focusing on this. I'm not focusing on all the little bits. I'm focusing on make this direction happen. I have this amazing vision. Go there, go there, go there, go there. This is kind of an intensity to it. And that intensity is kind of exciting. Yeah.
Uh, I have a question. So when I
Yeah.
spoke to you from say last 1 hour, I explained you two visions of mine. One
Mm.
was spiritual, one was business. And in business also, I explained two different visions of mine. One was getting my brand and selling it, and building my personality type so that I can build more brands and sell it. Was that exciting for you? Or when I spoke about I want to be a person who want to fun people, was more fun and exciting to listen.
Helping people is much more fun and
Okay.
interesting. Yeah. So, but it's not because helping people is not because that project is better, but because you speak about it in a way that is about the mission. When you
Mhm.
speak about why do I want to do this, then it's more exciting. So I think you can do all of these things, but that you should change your way of speaking to one that is more about mission, more about why. So if you say, why do I want to create this clothing brand? I feel that I don't know why you want to create this clothing brand, but let's talk about my clothing brand that I would like to create. I would say, I see people walking around in depressing, ugly clothes, and they only wear nice things when they are going to some kind of special occasion, and even then, that's kind of nice in a formal, official way. But where is the kind of playful self-expression? Where is the joy of people wearing things that really light them up? I want to see beauty in the clothing, and I want to see that the clothing kind of helps people to find themselves.
So you
You see,
want people to show their inner self
yes,
in their clothes.
yes. So if I speak like this, you see, I'm speaking about the why. Why do I want to do it? I'm not speaking about it's going to make money or it's going to be effective or not. I'm speaking about
You're not
why do I want to
speaking
do it.
about what and where.
Yeah. So if you start with, you can speak about what and where, but if you start with why do I want to do this, then it becomes exciting for people. So you can start with why for the clothing. You can say, why do I want to create different businesses? Because I want to support all of those people to be able to have a chance to start things up. This becomes exciting. So yeah, start with why. And I think you can do all of the different projects. I don't think there's any reason not to do all of them. But each one to put your energy in that one and say, yes, now we do this one. Here is the vision. Show people the vision. Get people excited, and they will take it. This is what I would like to see with you. Yeah.
Okay. Which is of course cool. Yeah, because even when I started with my brand, I had why for that brand. Why am I building this brand? Because every time I had thyroid issues, which are very into like zero now. But then I had thyroid from last 12 years. Whenever I used to walk into any brand, it was so depressing for me to find out clothes for myself because I was, putting on and on and on. And I had done 85 kgs, then 90 kgs. I was 90 kgs actually. And there was no single brand in India except All and One, these two brands, where I could find my clothes. Also, there were some brands which I could find my clothes, but which were very expensive, which was, Biba and Grassroot and all those. So, which were very expensive and not into my budget. And the one which were into my budget were not my size. So, I had to eventually go and pick up double XL or triple XL. And I used to be like, oh fuck, matlab, why am I so fat? And my confidence went down. I was not able to present. I lacked confidence. I used to, hide into my clothes. I used to wear loose clothes. And I used to walk on the streets like, I'm not looking nice. And why are people looking at me? I used to feel very self-doubtful about, maybe my tummy is showing up. That is why people are looking at me, even if they are not. This was my mindset. So then I decided, okay, I will have a brand which will have good sizes, good fittings, which also many brands are doing it. But my forte will be good price line. Like anyone and everyone could wear it, and also it will be comfort. So it will be not too much quirky, not too much fashionable, not too basic, but something which is fusion. So my brand is a fusion wear brand, and then it is the concept of the brand is woman psychology. Like if I land up into a store and I am fitting into double XL, I will buy only one or two clothes because I will say to myself, okay, I need to reduce. I will eat less. I will go gym, and then next month I'll come and I'll shop more. But that doesn't happen. We don't gym, we don't eat less, and again we go into the shop and we shop only two clothes. So that is how the sales go down. And then I went into a local store and it fitted me well, but the finishing was not that nice, but it was pocket friendly. So I decided, okay, let's develop a brand in which woman will feel happy about herself. Like she will have a self love towards herself. So my clothes start from a size where a girl like me who fits into double XL fits into my M. So anybody and everybody who's walking into my store, they're happier because a 4XL lady fits into my double XL, and she's like, "Oh, I'm reduced weight, and now I fit into double XL, and I look better now, and the shape is nice." And she's much more confident, and she's much more happier, and then she shops four clothes extra, and also she carries that confidence and beautiful smile on her face and walks out. So that is how I have built this brand that is for plus size, and it is on women psychology. That the more women feel that I'm slim, I'm leaner, and I'm beautiful, and my curves are beautiful, she will shop more.
Yes, yeah. So you see how this lights you up. There's a kind of energy and passion in what you speak now. And so this passion is what excites people and wants them to say, yes, I want into this. I want to invest in this. I want to help you make this happen. I want to buy these clothes because this passion is here. I think this is a very good direction for you.
Thank you.
Michael, this is like very obvious how this relates to you as well. Of course, there are different kind of personality typings that we have here, but what's been happening with you is that you are very strong in systematization, and you've been studying marketing, and marketing and trading is down the bottom here. So when you get into trading, you lose your money. If you can focus on the systematization and you can program a system that people can use, then it's likely to be an effective business project. But as soon as you start coming down into actually doing the marketing yourself and doing the trading and buying and selling, then it becomes something that is no longer useful, no longer effective.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Just as Nikita was talking, I made a couple of, I don't know where the comments go.
Yeah, it's not working. The comments are not working. I don't know.
Nikita, I can see
I found
your
it. No, I found it. It's on private chat. But you want to access comments instead of private chat if you can.
Well, I tried to, but it won't
Doesn't
let
work.
me.
Okay. Okay, go on.
But I've got a couple of comments for you, Nikita. As you were talking about the different processes that you go through in your journey of making a garment, I found it fascinating. It's like, wow, this is so interesting. You do your research and then you find investors and you source materials and then you manufacture. I mean, you've got to deal with employees and that's really a lot of skills you've got there. And I imagined if you had a podcast where you talk about for an hour, you talk about how you do research and you talk about how you find investors on the next podcast, and maybe you interview the people that provide materials. And I just thought it would be interesting. Not only that, but if people subscribe to your channel, then they're obviously interested in some aspect of what you do. And maybe some of them will buy the fashion that you produce, maybe some of them are more interested in your business intellect and they'll be willing to pay you extra. Just a couple of thoughts.
Correct. This is an interesting concept.
So it's very interesting when people find the way to express their personality in that project. I met one person who was an accountant, but he was also a public speaker, a presenter. His natural personality was actually the opposite of accounting. His natural personality was like a movie star. But he'd studied accounting. How does this fit? Eventually he figured it out. He said, right, I go into the business and then I take their accounts and I do their accounts and I come back with a plan for them, what their problems are and how they can solve them. And then I come into their board meeting and I give them a really exciting presentation about their accounts and how the exciting things they could do in the next year to improve their financial situation. And so he becomes the accountant movie star, kind of.
Yeah, nice.
So I think
basically, he's launching a movie every year.
Yeah, and so I think you need to be like the fashion movie star. And Michael's work with marketing, he should become some kind of marketing engineer.
I actually like the idea of Michael because I have seen the times when my the person you spoke about, the person who will look after my finances, when she goes for any meeting or to convince any investor or anybody, she lacks that passion to convince
Yeah.
that person because she this product or this brand or this concept of whatever I have is my baby. So
Yeah.
when I speak about it, it's a different level of confidence and different level of passion and different level of excitement through which I excite people. And when
Yeah.
she is talking, it's very plain, monetary, and people only understand I am giving you rupees one, I am getting rupees two. So why am I not getting rupees three? And when will I get my rupee two? So it's
Yeah.
very stagnant kind of a conversation, and I feel, I try and explain her, whenever you go and talk to anybody, even if you are a person who's only into making raising funds for me, you should be passionate about raising funds because you
Hmm.
should feel. So the thing that I learned in NLP was expectation settings. So expectation setting is one thing which you should always do with your leadership team and other team, because if I want to reach into Fortune 500 company and I want to become a unicorn investor, they should know what you want to become so that their goal and your goal is partially aligned at least, or if
Yes.
it's fully aligned, it's beautiful. uh, so then the passion which you have in yourself will reflect into their talking.
Okay, so it's really
And
important for you to bring that passion through. But what you can do with your other people is use them for other purposes. So, for example, it's similar for me. It's very easy for me to get people passionate and excited and say, "Let's work together." But when I have to have the
I
conversation about money and how much money we're going to make and how are we going to share that money, I'm not very passionate about that. I'm not very interested in that. So at that point, I say, right, go and talk to my secretary. They will sort out all of the financial things. We'll just do the fun bit. We'll just do the project together. They deal with the money.
right,
And
right.
then another area that I find that I don't like to deal with is making introductions. The first meeting of somebody. If I have to write an email to someone saying, I would really
Okay.
like to meet you. Can we have an appointment? I hate it. But I got somebody else who loves doing that, and they make all of the networking connections, and then they say, you should meet each other, and they introduce us in a conversation. And then I just show up with the passion, and the passion is there. Yeah. So there are different things that each person has, different talents that they bring. And yes, you can see it in their passion. They will have a passion when they're doing the thing that they love. But also, but passion is also specifically something that you're very strong with, charisma and intensity and passion, and it's something that you can do really well. And so you don't need to rely on other people for that. You can bring that in, and then you can get the other talents that other people have. Some people like to be really, really reserved and quiet and not passionate and just kind of sit back and look at things from the outside. And that is actually really useful for you because this is something that you don't particularly want to be doing. You want to be doing the passionate thing.
So, when you spoke about, working, like using your talent for some other thing and then hiring some other people for other talented work, uh, the problem with me, which I am working on from last 1 year, is delegating work to people.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have been doing, since you heard my process. Hello, can
yeah,
you hear
yeah,
me?
yeah. No problem.
Alex, the voice is cracking.
But yours is not. Yours is okay. We're hearing you.
I'm going to go, Alex.
Okay. So Michael's going to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nikita.
Yeah. And we'll finish up in a minute, Nikita, but I'll stay on for a minute with you. Bye. Yeah. Can you hear me now? You're not hearing me. Do you hear anything? No. Nikita's lost. Okay, I'm going to hang on for a couple of minutes here if she turns up again straight away. And if not, then we'll finish up. Here she is. Nikita, add to stream. Hello. Do you hear me now? Nothing. Can you hear anything, Nikita?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, what were you saying?
The voice is cracking still.
So you were saying something. Okay, so this is very difficult to keep the conversation going here because we're not able to hear each other. I can actually hear Nikita.
Your voice is cracking.
Yeah, I can't do anything. We're going to have to maybe finish, maybe stop, because we can hear you, but you can't hear me apparently. So let us finish now and try again later. Okay, thank you everybody, and goodbye.